hear that again in a little while because we got to do this really cool thing for Easter Sunday where we recorded the sermon and provided it to WTXL, Channel 27, for them to broadcast, not on the main channel, but on their Roku station and their Fire Stick station. So it'll be there. We'll share the link. We'll tell you when they're airing it live, but you'll also have our version on Facebook and YouTube. But thank you for being with us this morning. I miss you. I miss you a lot. It's very odd continually preaching to an empty church. But you know what? God still shows up. And it is my hope that wherever you are, you still feel holy showing up for you too. And today is Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. And it means we all get to experience holy in a brand new way if we want to. So I hope your hearts are open. I hope you're ready. And before we sing the song, let's pray. Holy, I thank you for this day and I thank you for these people. I thank you for Resurrection Sunday. The Sunday that reminds us that it's not over. It's just beginning. The same Spirit that was there that day is here now, moving in our midst, calling us, loving us, wanting to work with us and be in relationship with us. Open our eyes, open our hearts, so that we can truly see you with us. Bless every person who watches this now or later. And let everything that they touch this week go a little bit better because they can see you in it. In your many names we pray. Amen. Every heart that is broken. whatever time of the day you view this, because some of you might not view it in the morning, but whatever, whenever. Hey, beautiful ones, how are you? It's Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday is a big deal. But this Sunday looks a little different than all the other Easter Sundays. Most preachers today, as they get ready to speak about the empty tomb, they'll be like me, addressing an empty church. There's no band, no people, no flowers, none of the extras that we've come used to. There were no conversations about, hey, what's your Easter outfit gonna be? There was no coordinating with the band members. What color are you wearing so that I don't clash with you? None of that happened this year. All of those things came to a stop because coronavirus and everyone's lives changed. But as I was thinking about it, I started thinking, well, maybe, just maybe, this is bringing it back to what it was really supposed to be about anyway. See, the first Easter, resurrection morning, the very first one, there weren't bunches of choirs and bands and pretty pastel outfits. There was none of that. It was someone going to the tomb. And depending on which gospel you read, the number of people that went to the tomb changes. But today we're reading it from Matthew. So Matthew chapter 28, verses 1 through 7 tell the resurrection morning story. And in that version, there are two women who go to the tomb. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary. Now, if this is your first time ever seeing me, ever hearing of Thrive MCC, the first thing you need to know is I do a lot of paraphrasing and not a whole lot of reading every little word. Second thing you need to know, I don't really have rules. You come with an open heart and you come seeking, and that's it. Third thing that's probably most important and probably is the one thing that gives my board heartburn, you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. So I'm probably not going to be what you expected. In fact, some of you have already taken that first glance at me and have written a story that you think tells who I am. Some of you might have gotten it right, but I promise you, that's not the whole story. There's more. And this kind of comes into play with Mary and Mary. They're going to the tomb. They're grieving. Everything that they had gotten used to as their normal is changing. Can you relate? They feel sadness. They feel loss. They even probably feel a little devastated. And I've seen, since the coronavirus situation has hit in Florida, in our area specifically, I've seen people use that word on Facebook. Excuse me. They've talked about being devastated. Now that's a word. Devastated. Think about Mary and Mary. They had walked with Jesus. They had followed him, listened to him, helped him, fed him. They were his family. So they're going to the place where they think Jesus is going to be. They're going to his grave. And they're sad. And in Matthew's version, there's no discussion about what they're thinking or what they're feeling in that moment. It's just Mary and Mary going to the tomb. And as they reach the tomb, as they approach the tomb, there's an earthquake. There's an earthquake because an angel from heaven is rolling the stone away from the tomb. Now, if I'm Mary, first thing I'm thinking is, well, that's a relief. I was wondering how we were going to move that thing. But the second thing I'm thinking is, do we run or hide Or what's going on? Because that's not normal. But we don't get any dialogue. Mary doesn't speak. The other Mary doesn't speak. But the angel speaks. In verse 5, the very first thing the angel says to Mary and Mary is, do not be afraid. I would have had to take a minute. I probably would have looked the pretty angel in the face and probably would have said, I know you said don't be scared, but you just made the earth shake. You just moved a stone that it should have taken all the guards to move, and you done scared them and they done ran, and you telling me not to be afraid. But again, there's nothing like that. The angel says, don't be afraid. I know you're looking for Jesus, but he's not here. Come and look. And then go tell the others. That's it. That's all the angel says. And there's no Mary questioning the angel back. What you talking about? I don't want to go in there. You done moved a stone. Now I don't know what's going to happen. There was none of that. There was just, don't be afraid. I know you're looking for Jesus. Approaching this Easter, people were afraid. People are still afraid. It's weird having to be at home and watch preachers on our television sets or on our computers or on our phones. It's weird. It's different. It changed a lot. The preparation changed. I didn't spend a Friday night with the band saying, what songs are we going to do? We didn't even have to discuss a song set because we can't be here together. We would have been in too close of contact. It changed the way I approached this day. But some people are upset. And it's not even so much that they're upset because things have changed as much as they're upset because now the one time they came to church a year is gone. Don't be upset with me. I told you I'm going to say some things. It's true. There are people who Easter is their day. That's their day to go to the house of God and to worship or to just be there for their grandmama. So grandmama knows they came to church on Easter Sunday and looked pretty. That's their day. Okay? It's their moment. The whole family comes to, I can speak to this. I was born and raised right here in Tallahassee. I was raised in Pentecostal churches. You know what happens on Easter Sunday? We all get up. We all get pretty. We all go to church together, the entire family. And you take up 2 pews so that your granny can be proud because the whole family came to church on Easter. I know y'all. I'm one of y'all. And then this happened to me. Holy shakes things up. See, we get very used to our routines and our rituals. We get very used to, well, on Easter, what happens is we have a sunrise service, then we have a pancake breakfast, and then we have our 10 a.m. service. We get very used to saying, well, on Easter Sunday, we know what the preacher's going to talk about. Going to talk about how to kill Jesus, and then Jesus came up out the grave. Every Easter, that's what we talk about. It ain't going to change. We already know the band's probably going to sing that song they sing every year. You know the one. And depending on your church, the one song is a different song, so I'm not going to name any. But we get very used to things. And we're so used to saying, this is the way. This is how it's going to be. This is what we expect. That when God, or holy, I use them, the 2 terms interchangeably, when God moves in a new way, we like, well, what you doing? That ain't how this is supposed to go. Now let's go back to Mary and Mary because this is important. Mary and Mary went to the tomb. Why? Because they thought that's where Jesus was going to be. People all over America like to get up and go to church on Easter Sunday morning. Because why? Well, because that's what they're supposed to do. Granny expects them. Or because that's where they think they're supposed to be to encounter holy. We take holy things and we try to confine them to a specific time, a specific place, and a specific set of rituals. But if Mary and Mary learned anything following Jesus, it was that what holy was about was making us better, teaching us to love one another, teaching us to do right by each other, teaching us to be a community who would not allow those who were less fortunate to be left behind. That's what Jesus taught. That's what Jesus was about. Jesus don't care nothing about you wearing no pretty Easter outfit. Holy doesn't care if you're sitting on your couch right now in your pajamas eating all your coronavirus snacks. What holy cares about is your heart open? Are you seeking? And if you're seeking, are you seeing? Because what holy wants us to know is holy's everywhere, in everything. Yes, even your spouse who you've been locked in the house with for 3 weeks, I promise you, holy is in them. You just can't see it right now. Holy's in everything. And everywhere you are, holy is there. Now, some of you think that God can't love you, that God can't see you, and that God can't know you. And do you know why you think those things? Because somebody somewhere in your past told you this is who God is and gave you an outline and told you that it couldn't be anything else. Mary and Mary thought Jesus was dead in the tomb and that it couldn't be anything else. But when they showed up, Jesus wasn't there. You've been told that God can't love you. You've been told that you're not worthy. You've been told that you're not good enough. You've been told that because of who you love, how you love, what that looks like, that there's nothing for you in the realm of holy. Guess what? That's all a lie. God is for you, not against you. It's Resurrection Sunday. Do you know what that means? That means you can get up. You can be happy. You can be free because holy calls you into those things. It's Resurrection Sunday. It means you ain't got to live by that old set of rules anymore that whatever preacher however long ago gave you. You can go, holy, show me who you are right now in this time, in this place, in this moment, and holy will. I just got happy by myself up in the church. You do not have to keep only showing up on Easter and Christmas because you think that's what you're expected to do. You can start seeing holy in new ways, the same way Mary and all of the other followers did. You can start seeing holy in everything, in every way. You can see that holy wants you to be in relationship with them. You can see that where holy is, there is love. And we come right back to what the angel said. Don't be afraid. See, when new things start happening, it's easy to be afraid. It's easy to give up. It's easy to quit. Because sometimes new is so very scary. What if you were married and you went to the tomb and the earth shook and this glowing being told you not to be afraid? Sometimes new things are the scariest things, but it doesn't mean they're the wrong things. Isaiah 43:19 says, behold, I am doing a new thing. That's holy speaking. Holy's telling the people, I'm doing a new thing. To do a new thing means I'm letting go of the old thing. To do a new thing means I'm going to go somewhere you didn't expect me to go. To do a new thing means I'm going to move in a way you didn't think I was going to move. It means everything you thought you knew, I'm going to turn it upside down and add to it. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. I'm doing a new thing because it's Resurrection Sunday. And resurrection is not just one day for one person. Resurrection, the way we're using it right here, right now, applies to everybody. It means everybody gets to start over. It means everybody gets to know God in a brand new way. It means everybody gets a chance. It means everybody gets a seat at the table. It means love lives. Hope lives. You live. Because the same Spirit that brought Jesus up out of the tomb is going to bring you up and into the new places you're supposed to be. That same Spirit is going to walk with you. That same Spirit is going to guide you. That same Spirit is going to tell you, don't give up, I'm not done. That same Spirit is going to tell you, keep moving, it ain't over until I say it's over, and I ain't said it's over. That same Spirit is going to remind you constantly, believe in me. I'm going to do a new thing. I'm going to make a new way. Don't be afraid. And if the people were here, all the people would say, amen. Be blessed. This is our first ever virtual communion at Thrive. I told you to be prepared by having whatever you wanted to use on hand, be it bread and juice or bread and water or cookies and milk or chips and salsa, whatever, to have it on hand and be ready for this moment. So this is the moment. Now, some people get offended when we talk about using things other than the wafer and the juice for communion. But everything's holy. Everything that we dedicate to holy is holy. So whatever your choices are, have them ready, and we begin. On the last night of his life, Jesus was gathered with all of those who had journeyed with him, his friends, his family, chosen family even, because that's sort of what they had all become. They had heard him teach. They had seen him perform miracles. They had seen him lose his temper. They had seen him need peace and quiet. I think it's safe to say that even things not recorded in the Gospels, they saw. He was Jesus, walking, talking, feeling emotions. Jesus. As he sat at that table with those people, he knew that in the coming hours, everything would change. He knew that the world as they knew it would stop existing. They would have to adapt. They would have to face new things. And they would need to be brave. He wanted to encourage them and to give them hope and to give them courage and to give them whatever they would need. But mostly, it was Jesus one more time giving his love. So Jesus made promises to those people. He promised that he would never forget them. He promised that he would always love them. And he promised that his Spirit would always be with them. No matter what. And the no matter what became crystal clear because Judas was at the table. Judas, the one who would betray him for money. The one who would give up his friendship for money. And Jesus still extended his love and compassion. He still extended himself for Judas. We're just another version, another generation of that bunch of people. And they were a hodgepodge group. They weren't all pretty and nice smelling people. They came from everywhere. There were fishermen. There were women who had worked with fabric. There were all kinds. Sort of like us now. We all come from all kinds of things and all kinds of traditions. But the one thing that does bind us is that spirit of love. See, the same spirit that was there on Resurrection Sunday is still here in Thrive. Holy is still present. Holy is still extending love and compassion. Holy is still calling us friend. So as a symbol of the promises that Jesus made that night, he took the bread, or your cookie, or your chip, or whatever else. He offered it. He gave thanks for it. He broke it, passed it around. Take and eat. And every time you eat this from now on, remember me, because I will remember you. In the same way, he took the pitcher, the juice, the milk, the salsa, whatever you're using, and he prepared the cup. He offered it, gave thanks for it, passed it around. Take and drink. And every time you drink of this from now on, remember me, because I will remember you. The promises belong to them, and the promises belong to us. You know, because you're watching this on the Thrive group page, that you don't have to be a member of this church or any church to participate in this table. This table belongs to all of those that Holy calls. You just have to be open and seeking. Let us take the bread. And now the cup. Please pray with me. Jesus, I thank you for this table. I thank you for your promises. I thank you for your gifts. I thank you for your willingness to lead and to teach us how to be. Spirit, I thank you for being present then and now, wanting a relationship with us, just as you wanted relationship with those back then. I thank you that even when we're separated because of coronavirus, your spirit and your love bind us together. I thank you for my friends. I thank you for all of the ways they try so very hard to be your light and your love in this world. And I ask that you continue to give them strength, continue to give them courage, continue to speak peace and joy to their hearts. And when they feel like everything is just too much, remind them that you're not done yet. That we should hold on just a little longer because you're not done. And the new things and the new promises and the new joys are all coming. Bless my friends. Keep them. In your name I pray. Amen.